Hey everyone! Let me adjust my lighting real quick. I think this is the best it's going to get for the lighting. But I do want to say hello everyone, and let me click out of here real quick. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff actually. Yari posted this question. You guys, I love it when you guys ask me like, some questions and everything, just so I know what to do like a live stream on. Because what you guys need help with really just helps me out, makes my business a little bit easier. But we have so many new members inside of this group, which is so exciting. Very exciting just to have so many new cake designers inside the group. And I just want to say hello to everyone. My name is Christina, and I do own this group. And I do live streams a lot of the times, to where I just get on, connect with you guys, talk about anything cake related, anything business related. So how you can really grow and own a profitable high-end cake business. And I do want to say hello to everyone who is watching me live. Let me know who's online. Say what's up to me. And hello to everyone who's watching the replay. And so let me know who's watching the replay, because I just love, connecting with you guys and everything. And for today's topic, I copy and pasted the question that Yari posted. I just want to add that on here just to kind of like tie the two together, so we're all on the same page. I did have, and I believe Yari probably asked me this because she purchased the Cake Biz Boost bundle. If you haven't purchased the bundle, then I'm gonna need you to get your life together and grab that Boost bundle, because it just has so much content on really just how to change your cake business for the better. Hi, Katie's here. Awesome. So many people. Let me know who's live joining me here, because I just love to say what's up to you guys and stuff. Makes it, brings us closer together and everything. But I believe she asked me this because she purchased the bundle, and just kind of had a follow-up question. And I was like, okay, a lot of you guys purchased the bundle, and let's kind of talk about it for what to really do. Hi, Nicole. Hello. Welcome to the live stream today. And just really just talk about how to really go through these hiccups in cake business, during the consultations and stuff, and really dissect really what that means. And I wanted to do a live stream on this because sometimes and I said I was going to do it later, just all that typing and stuff, like I kind of feel like I relay my message a little bit easier via video. So I want to kind of hop on here, and I'm going to be able to do my best to answer all of these questions as I can during the time span of this live stream. A lot of this information that she kind of posted, or questions, I do really just talk about in depth, like in my Perfectly Priced Your Cakes workshop. And I know I talk about this in my other workshop, Master Your Cake Consultations and Double Your Cake Bookings. I just kind of talk about that more because the content is just like, it's just more lengthier and stuff. So I'm going to be able to answer this in the best way that I can. But I'm just going to kind of dissect all these questions and just kind of go through it. So I'm like looking up, because I'm looking at my little notepad up here. So let me know who else is joining me live. Say what's up to me. Say hello to me as well. And if you have a question for me or live stream, just post in the private Facebook group and tag me. That helps me out tremendously. So, question, like you mentioned, you want to book 9 out of the 10 wedding cake consultations that you do. Yes, you want to be booking all of the 90% of the cake consultations that you're actually booking. We're taking a lot of time out of our busy day to book with our cake clients, and you really want to book with the clients that you're working with. So yes, that is true. Hey, Katie's here. Hello. Okay, so how do you handle clients that don't have the money for a deposit on the spot? How do you handle the clients that taste your cake, love the design, but have to get back to you about the price? How do you set the tone first before meeting, and let them know approximately no, excuse me. Do you set the tone first before meeting and let them know approximately what their cake will cost before sitting down with them? So I'm actually going to tackle this from the middle question first, because that's just going to kind of help along the way. So I'm actually going to answer the middle question first. So it's like, how do you handle the clients that taste your cake, love the design, but have to get back to you about the price? So one thing that I do easily in my cake business is I just really post like on my website whenever a client, I post on my website what my prices are to really work with me. And I really just, I'm honest with my cake starts with the minimum at this price with cost per slice, minimum this price, but the cake designs that you see are going to be, they're about around this price, because when you tell someone that you're booking a $6.50 per slice cake, that doesn't mean all cakes that you make are $6.50 per slice. That's just being very honest with you. So then not with you guys, with the clients. And so then you want to kind of give them a good range for what they're actually really going to be expecting for the work that they currently see. And really just when you're putting your price out there, you're just really pushing away the people who are not in your price range, because a lot of the times the people who are not in your price range are not going to really just take the time just to really meet up with a cake consultation with you, go through all that hoopla and stuff, and then they say, oh, I have to kind of get back to you about the price. So I'm not really sure if you are telling and really saying, hey, this is going to be the minimum amount to book with me, and this is going to be the minimum cost per slice to work with me, and pretty much average, this is what it costs, the average per slice. So what I mean by that, say you start at $6.50, and then but the designs that most of your clients have booked in the past range in the $8 to $9 range. You really want to share that with your clients. So I put that on my website. I tell my clients that in the first email that they're really communicating with me. So then it's just like, we talk about price. It's nothing that I have to kind of shy away with or anything like that. And I saw on the thread about buttercream or fondant. I charge the same for whatever. It doesn't take me. Fondant is super cheap. It takes like not that much time to cover a cake in fondant anyway. So I actually charge the same for a buttercream or a fondant cake. I don't really have time to kind of differentiate the two. I kind of make business a little bit easier for me. Than like I just make it a little bit easier for me with my pricing and stuff. So I put that on there. I have an info guide that I kind of just give out to my clients. It's like a nice touch that I add to my client, to my client intake process and for how you work with me. But it just really shows you, this is what like the cakes per slices, this is what the typical designs are, but I do have my pricing on there. So I'm very open with my pricing. So a way to alleviate that is to really be open and honest and clear about how much your cake is actually going to be to really do business with you. That really just saves you a lot of drama. And the people who are looking to price shop you, I really feel, does anyone else do this in your business? Raise your hand. Let me know if you guys are very honest and you're just really being putting your prices out there. So then you're just detracting the people who are not going to work with you. I found that when I was very clear, stood firm about the prices, I wasn't going to like charge cheaper for a cake, like I charge usually $600, but I'm going to kind of charge $450 for this cake. When I was really firm about boundaries, really, I really kept that firm. I really just detracted the budget clients who weren't going to really work with me anyway. And I feel like people really respect your time and really respect their time, and they're not really going to come out and meet with you. So hopefully that answers your question. The middle one first, which is like how to actually handle, they love your cake and everything like that, but they have to get to you about the price. Just really be open and honest about that from the beginning. I'm going to answer the next question next. If you have a question about this or a follow-up question during this live stream and you're watching the replay, let me know. Just comment and I'm able just to tackle on your questions as well, because we're just talking about a lot of great information here on how to really convert the clients that are kind of coming to you into paying clients. Do you set the tone first before meeting and let them know approximately what their cake will cost before you sit down with them? So going back, I just pretty much say this is going to be a range for what the designs that you see on my website about what the cake is gonna cost. And you want to set the tone for every relationship that you're kind of building in life, but we'll talk about for cake business. You really want to have a process for what it's going to be like to really work with you from beginning to them actually paying you for the cake. You really want to set the tone and really have a streamlined process. And what do I mean by that is I don't have clients this used to happen to me a lot, where I would have clients just say, they would email me and say, hey, can I book in a cake consultation and take your cakes and stuff? I didn't even know if this was an ideal client or someone who was in my price range who would pay me what I wanted to. But I didn't even have any boundaries back in. So I was just kind of like being an order taker and just kind of taking people they wanted to kind of like come in and everything. So I decided to really put a system together for how it's going to be like to work with me before they even work with me to then coming in during a cake consultation. I have a very systemized way for how I run my cake consultations every single time. I pretty much it's not like I'm a robot, but I just kind of like do the same thing over and over again. That's for me to ensure that I'm booking my clients on the spot all the time, because I just kind of mastered that sales process. This is all sales that you just need to really realize that if this is selling and just kind of really get good at selling. And selling is all dependent on the relationships that you're building with your clients and how you're working with them, how you're making them feel, and really connecting with them, because it's really not about the price. It's really working with the clients who want to experience a great customized cake. And that's where the high-end client come in. Budget clients, they want a cake that's going to fit the budget. They don't even really care what it looks like. They want it to really look nice, but they want it a higher priority is going to be for them to fit the budget. A high-end client, a premium client that you want to work with wants a customized cake, and has a bigger cake budget. So then she's saying, I want a cake that's really going to fit into the whole vision of my event. And so then, that's kind of like knowing your ideal client and knowing that about her, and then being able to sell that vision to her during the cake consultation, during the emailing back and forth with that client. So then you're talking about her event, her colors, her venue, the invitation, like inspiration. Is she looking, how does she want her cake to really look like? You're talking about that. So then when you're kind of meeting with your ideal client face to face, it's really like you understand her, you know about her event, you've talked about it, you know everything about it. So then you're just really talking about the cake. She needs to taste your cake. She needs to know if your cake tastes good, if she even really likes your style. But you're just able to really talk about cake, but you kind of built that relationship. With the clients that kind of come in and work with me at my cake consultation, I feel like I already know my idol. I know them because we've been emailing back and forth. So then the sales process at the cake consultation is smooth, it's easy, and I'm booking them on the spot because I already have that relationship. I've already talked about that, and I've taken the time just to really go into her event so we can talk about cake. So I'm really creating a customized cake. That just kind of goes from being a cake maker to where you're duplicating cakes off Pinterest to really creating customized cakes for that specific event. It's a whole way of selling and being in your cake business. Do I charge for my cake tastings? Ashley, a lot of you guys would be like shocked for what I do for my cake consultations, but I do not charge for my cake consultations. And I know a lot of you guys charge for your cake consultations, but the reason why, and it's worked for me beautifully, is because I take the time just to really talk about the wedding, the event, and I mostly book weddings. So if I'm speaking in the language of weddings, it's because 80% of my business is going to be weddings. So I'm talking about their wedding, their event, and everything. I'm building that relationship. And a lot of times I have the relationships with like the planners they're working with, the photographers they're working with, the venue, the florist. And so that makes my sales process a little bit easier because it's a referral coming in. But I'm kind of like doing great at selling before I even meet with them. And for me, I have a high booking rate, so then I just think that I don't really have to do that. That's just, and you know what, Ashley, this is my operating with the mindset from when I kind of started working with my clients and working with cakes, and I just didn't feel the need to charge. So I said this way works, so I don't have to charge. But a lot of you guys do charge, and go ahead and charge for your cake consultations. I think it's a great best practice, but it's something that I just didn't feel like I had to do. So, and I kind of feel like with and this is like a mindset thing that or just the way that I kind of feel like my ideal clients like to work with me is they appreciate it being free. So then it's just kind of like they it kind of like welcomes them into the experience. And I'm trying to explain this in a better way. Just like when you're working with, and I don't even want to really get into that. So I'm actually going to talk about that because that goes into that analogy about going into a Nordstrom, shopping at a Macy's, and really how to treat my customers and how those are two different experiences. I use like the Nordstrom, like the Saks Fifth Avenue, that kind of strategy for my cake business, and I applied that in a different way. I did do a live stream on that, and maybe I'll do another one again, but how to really create that customer experience. So that's a long answer to that one. So Nicole, oh, thank you so much for having this. You're welcome. This is a great topic to really talk about. But what I want to really reiterate here, and I didn't even talk about mindset and how if you are thinking broke thoughts, if you talking about you can't afford this, you can't afford that, I don't have any money, I'm broke, I'm desperate, I'm tired of attracting these budget clients, you're complaining all the time, that goes directly into the results that you're getting in your cake business. I didn't even really talk about that, and I talk about mindset a lot in Perfectly Priced Your Cakes, my 6-week course. Like, ask my clients right now, like, I talk about mindset a lot. But if you're complaining, if you are frustrated, if you're not being grateful for the clients that you're getting, if you are saying you don't have money to do stuff like to invest in your cake business, to invest in cake supplies, to do this, you're going to attract the budget clients who are saying, I don't have this, I have a small budget for that. Who you're embodying inside is exactly what you're going to get outside. So that's just a little side note about mindset. You need to have a really abundant, wealthy, high-end mindset, so you're attracting those clients in who want to really work with you. So that just goes into there. But then what else did I want to talk about? Oh, sales. So this is all just kind of just selling that you really want to get really comfortable doing in your business, and just really perfecting a system that really works for you, for what it's going to be like to work with you, and how they kind of come in and really experience you in your cake business. So when they don't have money for the deposit on the spot, this hasn't happened to me, but I will say, okay, I'm going to take that back. You know what? I'm going to say this. Customers do have the money for the deposit, okay? Let's be real. And this is like, especially for weddings, people are going to have a damn wedding cake at their wedding, right? They're not going to not have a wedding cake. They have a budget for their cake, and they have the money because the wedding is going on at X date and time. So don't even buy into like they don't have the money for the deposit for a cake. People have the money for whatever they feel that they need money for. Like for instance, I needed some Nike Airs, some gold Nike Airs. Like I needed them, but I didn't really I don't really have the money, whatever. But I best believe in like about 24 hours, I had the money to buy those shoes because I'm like, I really want those shoes. I didn't really count that. I really want them. Everyone has the money for something, and the Nike Air thing is real. Like that happened like maybe 5 days ago. But anyway, people have the money for whatever they say that they want it for. So don't buy into that. The second thing is when this happened to me in my cake business, I kind of found that as that client was pretty much walking, and I wasn't really going to book with them. And that's just like the way that I felt. I kind of feel like whenever I'm working with a client, if you have any questions on anything, let me know. If you're working with a client, I've always kind of felt that I knew on the spot if I was going to be booking that client at the cake consultation or not. My intuition was pretty strong, and if not, and they said they had to work with another cake they're gonna like maybe price shop, or they have to like try other people's cakes. I knew that they weren't gonna really work with me, and I took that as an opportunity for how can I really tighten up on attracting better paying clients into my cake business before the cake consultation. Because at the cake consultation, I feel like I was really good at like selling, talking about everything like that, but there was something I didn't do that I attracted that person who was not a good fit for my cake business. And I took that as like a learning lesson. So then I'm saying, okay, how can I really tighten up, really create an amazing experience, really just make sure that my mindset was on game before I really met with that person at the cake consultation. Like one time I booked a cake consultation, and she put red velvet cake, like was her favorite cake flavor. That's what I put on my form just to prevent the spam. I didn't even have red velvet cake at the cake consultation. Like wasn't even the right frame of mind. And of course she didn't book with me because I didn't even really listen to what she even really wanted. And I just kind of, that customer was just kind of like a no-brainer, but I just kind of let that customer go. I wasn't in the right mindset and stuff. I kind of took that an opportunity to tighten up on something else and everything. So then we're really just, I'm creating a cake and I'm selling the vision to her. Um, Melissa, hi. Um, how would you suggest hosting cake consultation as a home baker? You know what? I was actually going to do like a little mini course on like how to have cake consultations as a home baker, because I started off like that. So you have a few options that you can really explore and really just one thing, home bakers really just see that as like super detrimental to your cake business, because you really want to come off as like someone who has it together. You're trying to get your business off of the ground, and you want to kind of like be in competitions with the people who have storefronts, who have studios and everything. But real talk, you don't. So what do you actually do about that? So there's a lot of different options that you can do. It may cost you, but there are some other options that you can do. Here in Denver, we have lots of studio spaces, like Studio Wed is one of them. We have their areas, they're the workspaces to where you just pay a small monthly fee, and then you get to host all your cake meetings there, and other like photographers, planners, they kind of use the same wedding space, and you just pay a monthly fee to that company, and then you can use the space whenever you want. That's a great option for if you don't have anywhere to meet. Another option that you can really do is, of course you can have it at your home. There's a lot of cake business owners that have their stuff at their homes. I think Artisan Cake Company, am I sure? I think she hosts her stuff at her home. I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. I think she hosts her cake consultations at her house. But you can still host your stuff at your house if that works. You know, people can go into your home. One thing, a mindset shift that I had to make is I had to really accept that I was a home baker baking out of my home, and I was just getting started, and it's okay for me to kind of be in that area. And so then from there I'm saying, okay, it's okay. People kind of understand I'm just a small business owner trying to get my business off of the ground. People want to really support like business owners, but I had to really accept that and be at terms with that with myself. So there's another way doing it from your home. You can do it from a coffee shop and have cake samples just to kind of go, because I think it's kind of inappropriate to kind of do like your stuff in another person's venue. I have seen in the group people said that they do ask permission of like a coffee shop if they can do a cake tasting there, but you can just kind of like have some to-goes, but talk about like your cake, like sketching and everything like that in person as you're meeting someone. If you work out of a commercial kitchen, you can work there. There's nothing wrong with that. If you live in an apartment, you can host your cake consultations at your apartment complex. A lot of times apartment complexes have open areas for where you can meet with people. Small business owners do this. They do this a lot in my apartment complexes. I live in an apartment. So you have that option. There's just like a lot of options that you can do. I was going to get an office space, rent an office space monthly so I can have my cake consultations there, but I talked myself out of that one. But that was actually going to be that was actually a strong option for what I was actually going to do. There's tons of places like in Denver where we have co-op places where people just kind of come, entrepreneurs, and they just kind of meet in the same area, and they work there because you don't want to work from home. Working from home can really mess with your mind. But you can kind of like just invest in one of those and just kind of meet your clients there. So you have like lots of options to what you can do for hosting your cake consultation. I hope I even answered your question for suggestions on like having your cake consultation if you're a home baker and stuff. Just lots of different options. Think outside but be okay that that's where you're actually baking. No one ever starts off with a storefront. And I think if people actually do start off with a storefront, like, I don't even know if that would even be a good idea. I think everyone who's smart, they start off in their home and they kind of build their customer base. And then they're just kind of like growing, making money. And then you just kind of grow into something else. Awesome, Melissa. Very helpful. Great. I'm happy to hear it. Anyone else have any other questions before I hop off? So just to kind of like answer the whole live stream, focus and just all the questions is I have a very systemized way for how I'm booking with my clients. I set the tone, and I do set the tone before, like on my website, the way, the look, the feel. So then I'm detracting the budget clients who know that I'm gonna charge more than what they really want, but I'm attracting the people who really like my brand, who really want to work with me. I have the relationships with like referrals and other people, so where they're referring business to me. So I'm doing the work before they reach out to me. They reach out to me. I have a systemized way. I'm very honest about my prices, and then also being honest, like, hey, the cake designs that you see are going to cost around this amount. And some people don't even really care. A lot of my clients don't even really pay for their cakes. Their parents pay for their cakes. And I know that. And then this kind of goes back to selling. I had to get really good at selling with like the parents there, getting really good with like talking with the mom, the dad, and everything, because they're going to be paying for the cakes. I had to really change my relationship with my mom, because when I was having a really funky relationship with my mom and everything, and that was affecting my sales. So I had to really clean up my energy with my own mother. So then I was able to really have better relationships with my parents, with my clients' parents, because I was doing a lot of cake consultations with parents. People would fly in for the cake consultation. I had to really learn how to really manipulate, talk with all the people and everything, get people really excited talking about cake, because they were actually paying for it. A big majority of my clients' parents paid for their cakes. So really back and forth, really talking about the vision of the cake. And then from there, I'm just going back here. And then from there, just like being really honest. So then you're just distracting people. So then you're really attracting the better people in. So it's not like, how can I really change this inside the cake consultation? So then they're instantly going to book with me and stuff. I have done closing. I have done a closing like offer, like if you book on the spot. No, I'm sorry. If you book in full, you get a certain percentage off. I have done that and stuff, but it just kind of goes into learning how to sell the vision of the cake, and then really just creating an amazing experience, so then they actually want to work with you. But it goes into attracting better paying clients in the first place. And the people who don't have the budget, they're lying. They do, because they have that option. They're gonna pay for it no matter what. So it's a bunch of bullshit and stuff. So but that kind of gives you an idea for, maybe they don't like your cake, maybe they don't like the design. And a lot of times people like brides will kind of sit with me, and then I say, okay, I have the sketches and everything, because I sketch at my cake consultations, and then I'm like, okay, what do you like, what do you don't like? Be very open and honest with me, and then I would just kind of like really ask questions to pull answers out, so then every stone is left unturned. So then they're not leaving the cake consultation. Like if I feel like they're not buying into my cake sketches, I want to get into why. So then I'm creating a sketch for them so they do love it, because people are not going to say that they don't, a lot of times they're not going to say that they don't like your cakes, that they don't like your sketches. And they're just going to say, oh, I need to shop somewhere else, because they're thinking something that hasn't been expressed. So then it's like I had to get good at asking a lot of questions to kind of get out the information. Does this really fit with your vision? What are you really thinking? Do you want to really sketch something else? What are your thoughts about this? So I can really get that. So it's not like they're thinking something and then they're just going to go on to the next person. People are really polite and they're just saying, I wasn't impressed. And they'll just kind of talk about you behind your back after the cake consultation. You want to get that out in the front, because when you're like face to face with someone, that's the prime time to be selling, because they're seeing you. You're able to really talk about the vision, the cake. You're really able to get them wrapped up into your energy, which needs to be good. It needs to be high vibe. It needs to be abundant. So then they're able to really book, but people will not, people will like kind of pacify you. So I had to get good at asking better questions and really understanding, did I really listen to this client about her vision and her cake? You know, I had to really like be a better listener and be a better sketcher and designer. So then I'm really able to give them what they want. And then just being very open. I'm saying, if you don't like it, you can tell me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But honestly, they're really not hurting my feelings at all. Like, I don't care if they don't like my sketches. I want them to like the sketch that I made for them, and everything like that. So does this help? Like, anyone else have any other questions for me? I hope this helped for how to really change your cake consultations to where you're actually booking more consultations. And booking more on the spot. It just kind of goes into the whole experience and not just all about that cake consultation and stuff. And just kind of getting really good at asking additional questions, attracting better paying clients. It's not about the money, because you guys know people have money for a cake. So if they say they don't have the money, they're lying. It's about something else, and you want to uncover that. So then you're getting down to the root problem. It is a tough one. Yeah, it's just it's just kind of like it's a flow, it's a process, and something that it just kind of takes some practice in, and really just getting comfortable talking about, like, it's about selling, it's about feeling really good, really putting some boundaries in, seeing where your mindset is before, like, whenever this happened in my cake business. I talked about this in a last live stream, I think. I had clients tell me that my cakes were cheaper than what they thought I was going to charge. And in all honesty, I was really just in a lack mentality. I was struggling with money, struggling with paying bills, thinking about worrisome thoughts about money day in and day out. And then they're like, oh, I thought it was going to be cheaper. I was really devaluing myself in lots of different areas. And then it's just like rubbing off in my cake business to where people were saying, oh, I thought it was going to be more. And then they're like, oh, that's like cheap. And then I was thinking, wow, Christina, that's just a great indicator of where your mindset is at. You do not value yourself. Like, still, you need to double down and value yourself even more. And that was like a great wake up call for me. So what's kind of like happening in your business a lot of times is just like what's kind of going on inside. Do you let them know what the deposit is before they come? No, it's on my website, but I don't. No, I don't. I charge 50%. I did charge 30% for a while. And then I was like, you know what? I want more money, like, now. So I was like, okay, I'm going to charge 50%. And I think it just really depends on each company. And company, I mean like anybody, like photographer, planner, cake designer. It's just like that's the way that you do business. And when you're just kind of really confident and firm in that people just kind of take the lead and stuff. If you're just kind of like wishy-washy, you're not really sure, you're not really confident, people really, they sense like if you're not confident about something. They really feel like it just really rubs off on them the wrong way. And then people are like, oh, I got to think about it. So kind of like just like a lot of internal stuff. But to answer your question, I do not. I let them know at the cake consultation, like, hey, the deposit's 50%. I have my Square reader, I do take charge. So, does anyone else have any other questions for me? So, and I do believe, yeah, this, question was asked just because, got the Cake Biz Boost bundle. Amazing bundle. A lot of you guys on the live stream have purchased it. I hope it's really helping you really see how you can change your cake business so then you start to get better results. I'm going to post a link to how you can get that Cake Biz Boost bundle if you didn't grab one. But really just the bundle really just shows you how you need to change a lot of things in your cake business so then you're starting to experience better paying clients. Like the clients that you're currently getting right now are a result of the work that you're doing right now to get the clients that you're currently getting. To get better paying clients, you have to change your business. You have to change your mindset. You have to change the way that you're marketing your business, advertising, who you're networking with, so then you start to get new and better results. Okay. Do you suggest a standard deposit like 20, 40, or 50? You do need a deposit. I did 30 for a while. And what I mean by a while was about like a year I was doing 30. And then I was just like, I want more money now because I was booking better orders, better paying orders. And then I was like getting a big chunk of it a month before the actual event is when I actually collect the rest. And so I was like, I want more money now. And so I was like, I'm just going to charge 50. So I would just say do anything between 30 or 50%. Something the customers have some skin in the game, depending on how much you're charging for your cakes, 30% might not be that much. So I was thinking, my customers need to have some skin in the game also, but I just was like, I just want more money like now. So, I have bills that need to be paid more like now. So I just was like, I'll just do 50%. But do something. But yeah, if you don't charge that much, like 20% is actually not that much money. And what people don't think is not much money might be more for someone else, but sometimes it's just like, oh, it's just like not that much, So yeah, I hope everything in this live stream really helped. It's a long live stream. I try to keep my live streams down a little bit shorter. You guys know I used to be doing some long live streams, but I hope the content really helped. Does anyone else have any other questions before I hop off of today's live stream? Let me know. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much anyone who just jumped on in, watch the replay, go back and everything, just so you can really just understand how you can really just tie everything together. Do you have to... Do you have to make sugar flowers, etc.? Sometimes way in advance, too dry and such. Do you need your... What was I saying? In order to secure all of those supplies. So I take 50% deposit and then 50% is due 30 days before the actual event. And so just the way, if say I need something for a customer's order, like I remember one time I needed burlap, for instance, and I didn't have burlap, so I just added that to the cost of the cake, and then just kind of I got it before then. So something like that, I got it before the 30 days of the event. So I had the money for those additional supplies from that order. But you kind of want to have a cake operating expense, money from your cake business operating. So then you're able just to not feel like strapped to where you can't really do anything until you actually get paid for that order. For sugar flowers, I make all my sugar flowers ahead of time. Making sugar flowers and a whole bunch of them right before they're due is probably is not fun. Just like baking way close to the order is not fun as well. I hate being super stressed out in my cake business. It's one of the worst feelings ever. But I do a lot of my things in advance if I can. Sometimes I do have to do things last minute. But I try to do everything in advance and then just having the money from that order. But most likely, say I need to do something more in advance, it's using money from something else. So I hope that answers your question. Let me know. Yeah. And you just kind of want to do stuff in advance anyway, just for sanity. You know, it's not cool being like crazy busy in your cake business to where you don't have room, time for anything else. You don't have a life. You know, you have to think like, did I create a business so I have a job that I have to go to, that I have to work day in and out at night and stuff. And, you know, it just that like I had to draw the line at that point. You know, I've done a live stream on that. I can do another one about that again, about how to stay sane in your cake business. So, okay, no additional questions. If you're watching the live stream and you have an additional question or anything, let me know. Or if you guys are typing or you're just not sure, hi Randy. You know, let me know if you have any additional questions. I'm gonna keep this live stream up for a little bit. So yeah, and I hope you guys really have a great evening, and you know, just cake it out and everything. So I should have done a live stream today. I went to the cake store. I was like, I might do a live stream from the cake store, but I had to get the hell out of there. So anyway, I digress. I'm gonna get off and I'm going to eat some dinner, and I will see you guys later. Bye.